Vucevic for three. Tight game down the stretch. Jalen Brunson only 4 points after halftime, but he ties it at 104. Vucevic a sizable advantage over Mikal Bridges, and Bridges with the block. We're going to talk to Mikal in a couple of moments. Cat, 6 points in the OT, 32 in the game, and the Knicks now 10-2 in the last 12. Prevail over Chicago in overtime, 113-111. Welcome, everyone. Great to have you with us. Bill Pidto along with Wally Szczerbiak, who helped call the game tonight on the radio on ESPN New York. What do you think from your vantage point?
Wow, that was a close call. Knicks did not play very well tonight, but they found a way to get a win. That's what it's all about. The first game after the break is tough. You're out of rhythm. Your timing's off. You're a little bit rusty. And the Knicks showed it for sure in that first quarter, that first half. But then they started to find things. Karl-Anthony Towns took advantage of his mismatch, took over the game in the second half. Jalen Brunson made some big shots. What a block by Mikal Bridges. The most key stat to me on this stat sheet is Mikal Bridges had 10 rebounds. With no Josh Hart out there on the floor, someone else needed to step up and rebound the basketball, and that was a good job by Mikal Bridges getting 10 boards, double-digit boards.
All right, so as you mentioned, no Josh Hart, day-to-day, sore knee, misses his second game of the season. No OG Anunoby, misses his sixth straight game with a sore foot. First time the Knicks have been down 2 starters in any game this year, and they were able to prevail. How'd they do it? Fourth quarter.
Well, the fourth quarter was big. Josh Giddey likes playing here at the world's most famous arena. He put up a pretty impressive performance with a season high. I think Deuce McBride was one of the big reasons. In that fourth quarter, he made big shots. He had his season high. There you go, on cue. And they were tough, well-defended shots, too. He was making them from all over the place. But Josh Giddey, part of 19 threes for the Chicago Bulls. They shot 40% from the three-point line. The Knicks had to match the Bulls as far as shot making, and Deuce McBride was the guy that did it. Shot 9 for 19 from the field, but there's more. Josh Giddey, not known as a three-point shooter at all, has struggled mightily since coming to the Bulls in a Bulls uniform. They've cleared out the roster, though, and they've said, you're our guy. This shot was unbelievable. With 3 seconds left in the shot clock, the Knicks defended it pretty well. I thought the Knicks were in trouble after that one, but then there goes that man, Jalen Brunson, Mr. Clutch, down 2, knocks down the big shot to tie the game. And then this play, the Knicks went small. They switched everything. It led to Bridges on Vucevic, which is a big mismatch. He caught the ball 2 feet from the basket. How does Nikola Vucevic not dunk that ball and overpower Mikal Bridges? He has a size advantage, a strength advantage, and a weight advantage, but the long arms of the law, baby. Go Gadget arms gets the big block. What a game-saving block by Mikal Bridges, and then the Knicks found a way to eke it out in overtime.
The long arms of the law?
That's right. Long arms, man. Use them.
New terminology. I don't know anything about long arms sitting like
the
this.
Law. You're not getting buckets in the world's most famous arena. The law is no wins for the Bulls here at the Garden. Not tonight.
So Karl-Anthony Towns, 2 of 15 shooting in the first half, goes for 20 points in the third quarter. Doesn't score in the fourth quarter, scores 6 of the Knicks' 9 points in OT.
Yeah, and this was a tough one on a busted play that looked like it was going nowhere. That's just a great player making something out of nothing. And I love the pick and roll action at the end of the game between Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. That play is indefensible. You cannot guard it when those two guys are running it. Knicks were up 5. I said on the radio, don't give up a 3. They give up a 3.
They didn't listen to you.
They didn't. Now it's a 2-point game. This was an outstanding possession. With the lineup that Tom Thibodeau put out there, they could switch everything, and the Bulls could not get a good look at the basket. They barely got that shot off. That was the defensive lineup that Tom Thibodeau wanted out there on the floor, and they executed perfectly on that final possession.
Look at all the three-point attempts. Chicago attempts 43 per game, second most in the league. Tonight they go for 48. You see the rest of the numbers.
Knicks shot 46.
Yeah, that's a huge number. Here now with Mikal Bridges. Mikal, congrats on the win. Tell us about the sequence. Tied up final seconds. You're going up against Nikola Vucevic. He's got position on you down low. You're much smaller than him, obviously, and you're able to block the shot to force overtime. How'd you do it?
Just try to be aggressive and not try to foul him, not try to let him score. I think he helped me out by using his right hand, so just try not to lose.
You had a season-high 10 rebounds. Were you trying to focus on that because Anunoby and Josh Hart both out tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every game I tried to, and, you know, the results aren't always there. But today, just crashing on both sides, just trying to figure it out.
So tomorrow night you're at Cleveland, Sunday night or Sunday afternoon you're at Boston. What's your approach and thought about going into these two key games?
Just starts with Cleveland, you know, not worry about Boston right now. Our next game's Cleveland, and then we worry about the next game after that.
Mikal, congrats. Great play, great playing, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you, man. Thanks.
All right, Wally, Mikal Bridges with the key block, and he's already done that. Remember that block against the Nets earlier in the season?
That was a big play. He's known for his defense. That's why the Knicks went out and got him. He makes winning plays. That was well-executed play. Lonzo Ball's a smart inbound passer. Perfect pass to Vucevic. Vucevic had 2 seconds to just take. He took his time, I think, a little bit too much. He didn't realize how long Mikal Bridges' arms are, because normally when Vucevic catches the ball down there and he gives a little bit of a shoulder, he uses his wide shoulders to seal his defender and make that shot. But I think he was a little bit worried about missing it by shooting a little bit of a hook, and as a result, he shot a layup instead of a little half hook, and that gave Bridges the time and the space to eat that space up and get that block. That was a huge play.
Bridges, in the interview, mentioned that it was really fortunate that Vucevic went to his right, because that's where Bridges was. If Vucevic goes the other way, Bridges probably doesn't have a chance.
Well, Bridges also did a good job of knowing that he's a right-handed player, and his comfort level is to shoot over your left shoulder. So, and he didn't have much time also. So it was just an outstanding defensive play by Bridges in every way, shape, or form. That's why he's known as one of the best defenders in the league.
All right, Al, I want to ask you about Deuce McBride. Wally mentioned him, season-high 23 points. When he starts now, it's his first start of the year, but in his career as a starter with the Knicks, he's averaging 15 a game, and tonight he went for a season-high 23.
Yeah, next man up mentality. But first and foremost, Pidto, long arm of the law, that's one of the oldest cliches in the book. Wally's giving you easy stuff here. You never heard that one before?
No, I said it didn't apply to me. Didn't apply to me. I don't have a short.
What about go-go gadget arm?
It applies, man. It applies. It certainly does.
Hey, when you're 5'7", long arms don't apply.
Anyways, for Deuce McBride, what you had was a little bit of everything. And, of course, next man up mentality. And he's certainly ready to go when you need him in a moment's notice. And he can knock down shots, which we saw early on in this game. The three-point shot, he had his legs under him, so the break was good for him. I loved his defense. He got you 3 steals and 3 blocks at 6 stocks, fellas. We love that stat. And that's him just getting after it at both ends. But I thought he played with good pace and speed, and he made the shots that he normally makes. And it's a guy, again, that always stays ready. He's been really good off the bench, and they needed him to start tonight. And he was really good in that role as well. And when I asked him about, like, the stretch now, this is post-All-Star break. Every game matters. Every game counts. Every single win now is going to matter to where you finish in the standings and who you play in the first round. You know you need everybody, and this was a test of the depth tonight. And with McBride in the starting lineup, he showed you that whatever you need from him on a given night, he certainly can give it to you.
Alan, how about Karl Anthony Towns? Starts the game 1 for 10.
Yeah.
Can't hit anything. And ends up, what was he, 14 for 30 and gets to 32 points. That is impressive stuff by the Knicks big man, isn't it?
Had 20 in the third quarter. After a tough first half, some guys may get a little rattled, a little frustrated, whatever it was. All Karl Anthony Towns did was say, all right, less threes and more getting into the paint. And that's exactly what he did in that third quarter. He got into the painted area, and he just started attacking. And, you know, Vucevic is a guy that gives you trouble on the offensive end at times, but defensively, you got to get his feet moving, because we know, as I like to say, he moves at a glacial pace. So you want to get him moving, and that's what Towns did. And they also got him into action. And Wally, you mentioned it. We saw a lot of two-man game with Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. They were trapping Brunson a ton with 2 guards and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, when they got into the 2-man, you couldn't trap him with Vucevic, so you had to play it straight up. And they really got a lot of good buckets and good rhythm off those two playing together. But that's what you expect from Karl Anthony Towns. The one thing I've really loved about him this season, Wally, is that here's a guy that if he's having a rough start to a game, it does not affect him mentally. He just finds a way to get into rhythm, and all of a sudden you look up and he has 32 and 15.
You know, he wasn't shooting well, as you guys talked about in the first half, but he grabbed a ton of boards.
Yeah.
And for the game, Cat had 18 rebounds to go with the 32 points. All right, Alan, thanks so much. We'll look forward to your conversations in the post-game locker room. Tom Thibodeau's Knicks now 37-18 as they prevail in overtime. We'll We'll get the coach's post-game reaction coming up.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer today.
In their first game before the All-Star break, the Knicks won in overtime just like they won their last game before the All-Star break in overtime over the Hawks. Back now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. So a quick back-to-back here for the Knicks. Tomorrow they are at Cleveland. Pre-game at 6:30, game at 7. And the Cavs, of course, are the #1 team in the Eastern Conference. Should be a big challenge for the Knicks. Post-game comments now from Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau. As always, presented by Chase.
Well, I think, and it's a part of our league, I think, if you ask the players, the normal routine would be to play every other day, and you get into a rhythm on that. And then when there's a break from that rhythm, and sometimes it's you get 2 days off or you get 3 days in a row, and it just throws you off. So I think everyone faces that same challenge, and then you have to get going right away. And and that's the challenge. How quickly can we adapt? So we're walking into a back-to-back, coming out of the break. That's how we finished. Same thing. So whatever's in front of us, just find a way to get it done. And so we had some moving parts in this game, and in the end, just find a way to win. And I was proud of the way that we found a way to win the game in the end.
A couple of defensive plays, Bridges at the end of regulation.
Yeah, big time.
And then I guess Landry at the end, just kind of what you saw.
Yeah. Landry had some good plays. I thought Precious gave us some really good plays defensively. Cat had some timely shots. Deuce big time shots. And then Mikal had a stretch to start the fourth. That group that started the fourth, I thought, gave us a good lift as well. So, we need everyone. We're shorthanded, so margin of error is tight. But go out there, play as hard as you can, and just find a way to win. And that's what I think we did tonight.
How important was it for Deuce, not even just to put the ball in the basket, but I think 3 steals, 3 blocks, just kind of doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and a couple times, I felt I think there was one time where it was going back and forth. It was pretty tight, and then we scored a couple buckets in a row, and he got the steal on top of it and put us up 6, and it sort of gave us energy, and I think that was big for us. And he's given up size, but he's a fierce competitor. He battles, and a lot of good plays from him. And I thought Ariel gave us good minutes as well.
How valuable can that be for Deuce, for Precious, to get these extended minutes? How can that pay off?
Yeah, well, I think everything is valuable. Whatever your circumstances are, whether you're playing 35 minutes, whether you're playing 20, whether you're not playing. I thought DeLon went in and did a good job for just a couple possessions, right? And you need everybody. So anytime a player can get minutes, and if they're not in the rotation or they're not playing a lot, it takes a lot to stay ready. And these guys have put a lot of work into that, and I think it's important. And you never know when you're called upon. And to get in there and get the job done, it's huge.
Tom, you mentioned the back-to-back. I mean, the last time you guys played Cleveland, you guys were kind of both teams finding themselves, third game of the season or something like that. Talk about the challenges that they present, and with the new addition and how they might have changed.
Yeah, no, obviously the record, tells you how good they are. They're having a heck of a season. So we're going to have to go in and play 48 minutes of great basketball. So we understand what we're going to have to do to go in there. So, but they're a terrific team.
What has impressed you the most about Precious the last maybe 6 games? Has he been the starting lineup?
Just the versatility, to guard the 4s, guard 5s, to be able to switch on 2 3s and 4s and some 1s, and then the athleticism, running the floor, going to the offensive board. I think those things are huge for us.
Was that medical from the Bulls in terms of the looks they were able to generate from downtown? Did you think that?
Yeah, I think that's the challenge. When you have, they have multiple point guards on the floor, so the speed of the game is going to be a little bit different. But the dribble penetration, and then Vucevic, because of what he does, the ability to pop, to the ability to short roll, and the ability to roll. You have to be able to guard him in all three areas. And then, White puts a lot of pressure on you with his shooting ability. So, it spreads you out pretty good. And the thing that they shot high volume threes and those long rebounds, I felt hurt us, particularly early in the game.
Can you talk about Cat in the second half, aggressively, offensively, how strong he was?
Yeah, I thought he found a rhythm. I thought the first half, like he was trying to get into a rhythm and he was trying to get us going. And I think it's important. Like sometimes the intent was good, but sometimes you got to understand everyone's got to work together. And I think everyone was trying to lift the group up. We knew we were flat, but it's just be a little more patient and let it work. Let it breathe.
Was that medical that decided on OG before the game that he wasn't able to?
Yeah. So they make those decisions. So we're not, and a player has input, but they got to get cleared by medical.
Will he travel with you guys?
OG, I believe so.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right, you're the coach. You're missing two starters. You're pulling out a win.
Yeah.
And you're going to be at Cleveland and then at Boston tonight. Really important for them to get the victory, given what's ahead here.
Very important to come off that break. That was not their A game. There's no question about that. But they found a way to gut it out and get a win. I talked about it in the pregame. The first game after a 7-day off break is tough to regain your timing, just regain the little things. You saw the Knicks throwing the ball out of bounds, little plays that normally they make, just not on the same page. But I thought their effort was good. I thought they grinded. They gave this Bulls team life, though. This Bulls team has been struggling to find ways to win games, and they almost pulled off a win here. It's a good thing the Knicks got this one, because this would have been a tough one to swallow if they lost it.
Kobe White, who's been a Knicks killer, scored only 11. You mentioned Josh Giddey, 27 and 16.
Yeah.
He's had 3 triple-doubles in this building, not tonight. Didn't have the assist, but he really scored well and rebounded well.
He loves playing here, and I think they made some moves to kind of open up this team to be more defensive-minded.
Zach LaVine's not there anymore.
Right. No DeMar DeRozan also. He's another one. And this is Josh Giddey's team, and also Lonzo Ball. They're banking on him being healthy with that knee cartilage replacement. He looked pretty good. He's a good defender. He's got to get his timing with his shots. He missed some big shots, especially that wide open one from 3 that the Knicks gave up down the stretch of that game, which could have won the game for the Bulls. But overall, it looks like this Bulls team is going on more of a defensive mindset, and the Knicks had to deal with a pretty good defensive team tonight.
Welcome back. Knicks beat the Bulls by 2 at overtime. Cat tonight, 32 and 18. Here he is after the game with Alan Hahn.
What is that first game or first half like after the All-Star break?
Not gonna lie, it's tough. Get that rhythm back, knock some of the rust off, and first game going back up and down. But we did a great job of staying in the game. I thought we did a great job actually commanding the game in the first half, playing good defense, and just let the game continue to happen and come to us. And we found ourselves getting a gritty win as a team.
When you see Mikal Bridges on a big man, you as a big man, and you see that play he makes to get the block on that jump.
And Mikal Bridges against anybody in the NBA, I know that if he's defending them, it's going to be a tough night. So shout out to him doing what he does best and the biggest play of the game.
What's the focus now as you're on the other side of the All-Star break? Now it's the race to the playoffs at this point. You've got Cleveland tomorrow. You've got Boston Sunday. What is the focus right now?
Just continue to get better. Continue to improve every single day. It's about being our best at the end and when we need to be. So these are great chances for us to get good film, good experience, and also to continue to grow as a team.
All right, so big game for Cat. Knicks win it. We will take a look ahead when we return right here. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back. So, as we've talked about, Knicks tomorrow night at Cleveland. Game at 7, pregame at 7:30. It's a national TV game at Boston Sunday afternoon. Then the Knicks are home to play Philly, and then they're at Memphis a week from tomorrow night. We are back to wrap things up after this. All right, as we wrap up the postgame show, remember, tomorrow night a big one. Knicks take on the Eastern Conference leading Cavs in Cleveland. Pregame at 7:30. I should say pregame at 6:30, game at 7. And also stream on MSG Plus now in the Gotham Sports app. Want more than just a postgame show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports app. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.